This is Old Kiwi Farm by Kaz64 and Old Aussie Gamer. It's 107.50 megabytes to download, and the description says, "Welcome to Old Kiwi Farm. Here you will find 52 small to medium odd-shaped fields that's worker-friendly, an easy place to start farming on several average fields. The map is quite a bit of detail wherever you look. This is a old feel to it. It's loosely based on where I grew up here in Hawke's Bay, and invite you here to try out and see if you like it. BGA, animal dealer and sell points are old and gives that feel of being a kid running around. This map is seasons ready and custom precision farming ready. It has custom license plates. It has placeable areas spread over the map for you and is good for multiplayer." And it says thank you. So let's go and check it out. And here we are. This is where you start off in all three modes. Now this was a map that was on 19. It did have quite a few custom crops, if I remember rightly, on FS19, but it doesn't have any on this one. Whether that might be a future possibility, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the map. As far as I can tell, it's pretty much the same layout as 19's version as well. One thing I noticed straight away, it says in the description there's a BGA. I could not find one at all. I bought up all of the land. You can pretty much own the whole of the map apart from the river that runs through, and nothing come up. Sometimes when you buy plots of land up, productions or things like that will pop up. Nothing. I checked my map tour I did on FS19. The BGA was actually here, but this is carpentry and the biomass heating plant, so there is no BGA on here. So if you want one, you're gonna have to place one down. There is a few placeable areas which we'll come to in a second, but I am in new farmer mode. As you can see, this is the map, and in new farmer mode we start off with these three plots of land. They are separate. So we have our main farmyard area there. That is worth 79,179. Get field 44, that's 67,000 just over, and 52, that is 75,000 just over. Field prices aren't too bad, and they're a lot better than 19. I actually watched a little bit of my map tour to sort of see where I talked about the BGA, and the prices on 19 were very, very high. I think field 7 was the most expensive at 334,682, and 18 I think was the cheapest, just over 38 grand. So they vary. 325, we got some smaller ones, 53, etc. There is two forestry areas. There's one here, that's 306,192, and then there's this bit also takes in this little sort of triangle bit, 252,621. Now there's four placeable areas. There's one here, 29 grand just over, one there for 41 grand, one up by the farm, 23,878, and this one here, 29,000. You can buy most of the areas where the sale points and productions are, so if I click on that, it highlights all of them, apart from this over here where carpentry is. But if you want to do that, 129 grand just over, this area you can buy for 23,964. So like I say, you can buy pretty much most of this map. Yeah, so we're going to have a wander around the farm first, and then I think we'll do something like this, go up along the main road, and we'll finish off down here. That is the plan of action. There is 100 collectibles on here to find. You don't start off with any productions. There is contracts available. It is showing cow pastures there, animal pastures and barns, because we do start off with those three. Like I say, there's no custom crops or anything like that, and that is pretty much that side of it. We'll go through slot counts and everything now. There is a few modded in things. If we go into our equipment menu first and scroll down to here, if we actually click on Old Kiwi Farm, we've got some modded in items. So we've got a modded in version of the Joskin Aquatrans. for a couple of reasons. One, look at the capacity, that goes up to 100,000 litres, which is insane. And it will also take extra things, whereas the base game one just does water. We can carry milk, diesel, DEF, liquid fertiliser, herbicide, slurry, digestate, grape juice and sunflower oil. Cool. Then we've got these trailers. These would be the Rudolph ones, but again, these have been bumped up with the capacities up to 250,000 litres each of them. Obviously, there's no extra crops for them to take, but that's pretty cool. If I go to the end first, we've got the Roper Tiger 6S, which normally base game would only do sugar beets. That will do sugar beet and potatoes, and as well as that, it goes up to a 1 million litre capacity, which is insane. And then you have these two specific headers for them. So you've got a sugar beet one and also a potato one. They are the same working widths as the base game ones, but they will run slightly faster, so 12 miles per hour there, which is pretty cool. So those are those ones modded in. In terms of placeables in sheds, we do have these. So we've got a couple of these sheds joined together over there, so that's them. And then we've got this big bad boy, which is just over here. And then right next to it, just there, we have this workshop. So your workshop modded in is going to be in sheds and not in tools like some of them are. In silos, this is quite cool. This is the base game Farmer 400, which is just standard crop types, takes 400,000 litre. We've got a modded in version, which is right at the end. That is now a multi-fruit one, and that will hold 5 million litres. So that's pretty awesome, and it's been done to look like it's old, which is very cool. Because if we click on the base game one, that is all nice and shiny and clean. Our one is very old and dirty. I like that. It's pretty smart. In container, right at the end, we have this. That guy is over here. This is purchase chemical and seeds. From here you can buy liquid fertilizer, herbicide, seeds, lime, solid fertilizer. So that's pretty handy. Covers all of that. In farmhouses, we have the farmhouse which we were just stood outside of, just over there. So that's modded in. In factories, yes, in factories we do have this stone crusher, makes lime and fertilizer. Now I haven't tested this and it's not on the map at the minute, so you will have to place this down. That was one thing I was meant to test actually, and I forgot all about it. But is this guy you can place down, 80,000, which isn't too bad. Will be 29 slots though on console, but you put your stones in there and you can get lime and solid fertilizer out of that, so that's pretty handy. Quite impressive with that. And then in animals, we do have under cows, we've got a modded in Cowl Barn feeding robot, which is over here, which is all pretty much the same, but the capacity has been bumped right up to 500. The base game one is only 80 cows. Also, all the animal pens, I will say, look like they're fenceless, so you will either have to just pretend you've got free range animals roaming around, or put some fences round like we do have around the cows and the sheep here. And talking of sheep is our next one. So we've got a modded in sheep pasture, which is just over here. That will hold 200 sheep. So again, there's no fence to it, but that is what you're looking at. Slightly oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, slightly more expensive, but obviously it holds more. But the cow one is 1 million, so that is quite pricey, but obviously it will hold 500 cows, so something to be aware of. And then, sorry, didn't mean to click off that. And then in chickens, that is our final one. Got a modded in chicken pasture. Now this doesn't hold anymore, holds 30, same as base game, but again it's got no fence, so I'm guessing that's why that is modded. And that is that part. The painting is pretty standard, nothing major. Animal mud, asphalt, dirt, forest ground, grass and gravel. That is it. Whew, breathe. I think that is everything. So let's get running, walking, whatever. We've got a sleep trigger on the front porch there. There is no wardrobe or anything on the farmhouse. Straight away around here we have our chicken pasture, so your feed in there, your dialogue box will be there, and then your eggs will spawn there. We will run through here. Cool looking old shed with Old Kiwi Farm on there. Open these doors, huge weight doors. It's one of these sheds where you can stand anywhere and turn the lights on and off, so that's pretty nice. You can see some of our equipment. We will go through that in a second. So out this way you've got a bit of room out the back if you wanted to place some more sheds down or anything like that. Then we have this hut, like I say, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, seeds, lime, solid fertilizer. Awesome. Then we've got a workshop trigger just here, like so. Very nice indeed. Let's go over here now. This is into the sheep pasture, so we can open up these gates and come in. They will all roam out here. So your dialogue box is there, like I say, 200, water and feed, and then your wall will appear underneath this little carport type thing, which is pretty cool. Keep it dry. Run out of there, and then we're into the cow barn. So in here, cows will appear all out here. This is the obviously the robot feeding one, so I won't go into too much detail, but milk there, dialogue box here, 500. Can open the doors and go in, tip your straw in and things like that. The robot feeding section is round here, so you will need to top all these up with hay, straw, silage, and also mineral feed round the back. Once you've done that, the robot will do everything for you. Now, if you're not aware of how all that works, I do have a separate video you can find in my guide to tutorials even section on my playlists if you're interested. Again, this door opens and then you've got your slurry like so. You will need to place down a manure heap if you want to get manure from them, because there isn't one on there currently. So that is the cows. In the middle we've got that silo, like I say, exactly the same as the in-game one. Tip in there, pipe out there, but it is a multi-fruit. Then we've got these two sheds, and we've got some of our equipment, which we'll go through in more detail in a second, all stored in there. And then we have this fella over here. Now this baffled me to start with. I really do like the textures of it though. It's like marble, very very nice. But if I shine my torch up, you just about see it does say Meridian. So straight away I thought, oh that's cool, that's going to be like a storage silo. Normally fill them up from here. Doesn't come up with anything with the field info on. And you come up to this spanner, wrench, I can't click anything, so you can't fill that up. But you can tip or put things in there, all liquids, and then take them back out, so you can still use it as a storage. So I'm not sure if something's a bit broken with that, just something to note. So there's our aquatrans, and we can actually get water from here, which is pretty cool. I will show you that in a second. We'll go through slot counts and that first. So new farmer mode, that way. The slot count is 954, and we start off with two small tractors, the Class Arian and the Buer. Medium tractor, we've got New Holland T7, got a nice harvester, New Holland CH770. We've got one of those modded in trailers. At the minute that's 15,000 litres, but obviously you will be able to bump that up. Header for your harvester, I've got a corn header, Governor plough, I've got a cultivator. Some of these things are quite small. We've got a power harrow which will hook up to this seeder, so you can cultivate and seed at the same time. Got AgriMash planter, again small equipment. Amazon spreader. We've got a front mower, a tedder, windrower, a loading wagon, a nice baler, So you've got a mixture of sort of small and big machinery. Got the modded in Joskin Aquatrans, front loader for one of for the class rather, bucket and bell spike for the front loader, trailer for your header, and then one 750 kilogram 10 winkle weight. That is it. Now if you sell off all of that equipment there, if you don't want that, you can get the slot count down to 774. You can get it down even lower by selling off all these buildings. The only thing I couldn't sell off was that. Couldn't get that to go at all, but I managed to get the slot count down to 711. The fences that go round the animal pens you can get rid of, but the fence line that goes all around the farm you cannot get rid of. But I managed to, because I was testing that, can we get rid of all the fences? That won't reduce your slot count, but some people might want to get rid of the fence if they're not interested in it. Roughly I would say about here. It deletes a section of fence up to roughly about here, but everything else on the sort of perimeter fence you cannot delete, so it's a bit odd that it only lets you delete that section. Now if you come on here in Farm Manager and start from scratch, you don't start off with anything, you don't get any equipment, no land, and if you come here, where you will start here obviously, nothing is here. The only thing that is here is that Meridian storage tank, and that fence line, that little section there that I just mentioned, that is missing as well. So it's a bit random, that bit, but this is all completely open if you come on it in those three modes. The slot count in those two modes, the slot count in those two modes is 710. So there you go. Right, we are going to jump into one of the tractors. I think we'll go to the shop, not first but en route, because it is coming up fairly soon on our tour round, and we will grab a pickup. There's the license plates there, just says Old Kiwi Farm at the bottom. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this actually, wasn't I? Let me show you this, guys, first. Some of you might be interested. So it is empty. If we go over to here, obviously you cannot store any liquids in that silo, but I'm assuming that's why it's giving you that liquid storage over the other side. So it should give us the option of either herbicide or liquid fertilizer, not too worried. We'll just put that amount in. So that has cost us just over 4 grand. And if we drive over to this thing, we should get the unload trigger like you would normally. There we go. So we can now deposit that into that silo or storage. Still nothing coming up on the field info like it normally does, and you still can't use this. But if we hop back into here, it's got the liquid fertilizer in there, and this will also tell us what else we can store in there. So obviously liquid fertilizer, herbicide, diesel exhaust fluid, your DEF, water, digestate, slurry, and back to liquid fertilizer. So that will hold quite a lot. Not sure what the capacity is though, because it's not showing as a mod to be able to place down. But we are going to head on out this way. There's one of our fields on the left. So they're not bad size fields on here. They're not like too big. You've got a bit of a mixture if you want. We're going to head on down this way. I know this map was quite popular in 19, but I think mostly that was down to the custom crops that it had. Yeah, if I remember rightly, it did come out towards the end of FS19 when a lot of custom crops were out, so they were added in. So this is our sawmill. This is where your wood chip byproduct will be. This where you can sell your wood, and if you buy it, production tied. Also have another sell point for wood here, so you could pull up in that zone. It looks a bit tight, and sell wood from there if you want to. That is a separate sell point. Go out the same way we came in because that is the only way in. Across a cool little bridge. There's a few bridges that go across this river as well, so you've got plenty of opportunity. Oh dear. What's happened there? That's probably my previous map tour, I expect, my driving. Right, let's be careful with this car. As you can see, traffic, people. I do love these, or this main road. It is very crisp looking, very nice. No jagged edges. I really like that. I'm just going to cut across you, sir, excuse me. So this is supermarket sale point. Just like so. And then if we go along here and take a left, we do have in this area, nice big area as well, so we've got plenty of room to put something else down. We've got the animal dealer there, and then round this side we've got a sale point, and this is a Napier warehouse market. So you've got one for your grains, and just to the right you've got for your sort of produce, your pallets of things. I'm going to go into landscape mode because just over here it'd be easier. There's one of the placeable areas, nice and big, nice and flat. Couple of entrance and exits, which is cool if you wanted to buy that one. Right, back onto this main road. This only seems to be the road that you get traffic on, so if you go off track, there is no traffic on there. But it's a cool map. It's nice and bright. The colours all seem to be in sync. I quite like the idea that you've got sort of a random mix of equipment. Like I say, some big, some small implements. And it's entirely up to you what you do then. If you want to get rid of some of the smaller things. This is our shop area. Again, nice big area. So you got your shop icon here, and then we've got a workshop trigger just here. Now this is also your sort of reset point. If you buy, lease anything, then it's going to appear just over there. Prime example is going to be this pickup, which we are going to get. I think we'll just go for that. And there it is. So it'll appear over here. We'll jump in that bad boy. And then we'll head on out the shop, continuing right along this road. So just to our right we've got a fuel station, gas station, just there, which obviously we will need to use. Just following the bearings, that's it, straight on. So we've got a few houses as well dotted around the map to bring it to life. And then just in here we have a bell sale point, which is actually called bell sales. So just in through there, sell your bells. Obviously loose as well if you want to, you don't have to be in bells. And if we carry on, we need to go left again across the bridge, so we're going back onto the side where our main farm is. Just to sort of give you a feel of the bridges and things like that. We've got another placeable area coming up on the left, again nice and big. They look quite small on the map, but when you actually go near them, nice and flat as well, which looks pretty good. So you can build another farm, do whatever you like. Up into here is the grain mill, just there. Out and round, and then left across another bridge. Like so. Right in front of us across the road is the grape processing unit. Like so, just there. And then on the right coming up, that is the sugar mill. the white building there on our right. There you go. And then on the left we've got another sale point, which is going to be like one of your main sale points for your grains. And this is Hastings Mill. So you pull up just into here, tip into there, sell your goods. Happy days. And then we want to swing a left and then another left, so we're going sort of behind the back of Hastings Mill, and then we're heading towards where the BGA was in FS19, but we've got carpentry and the biomass heating plant in this area. So like I say, as you can see, there's no traffic on these tracks. It's literally just on that main road running up next to the river. So going in, there's your carpentry just there, and then over the back your biomass heating plant where you can sell wood again, straw, wood chips, things like that. Let's have a quick check of the map, and then it'll give me an idea of where we need to go next. There's only a couple of things left to see. So we started off the main farm, came out down into there to the sawmill, back out, across the bridge, supermarket, animal dealer, back up a main road, shop, gas station, bale sale point, went across the bridge again up there to the grain mill, across, grape processing unit, sugar mill, Hastings Mill sale point, and then we're at carpentry and biomass. We literally need to go there, 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 and that's it. That is all we've got left to see. So right here, yeah, I'm not too sure about that BJ. I don't know if it's something that's been missed off or whether they've given you the option to place one yourself, but it doesn't say that. It does say BGA, unless it's me being a bit silly about it all, which probably is part of that. Just there on the right, I won't go right in there because you can see it, that is the dairy. Oh, and that is a rough bit of ground there. I didn't notice that was that bad. So yeah, there's the dairy. And then we've got another sort of main sale point again for your grains. Similar thing, up the ramp and then dump in there. And this is Havelock Mill. And back out. And then we'll go down in through this other placeable area. Look at the size of this. Very cool. So you could easily buy one of these areas and put a BJA down if you want to put some money in to, you know, simulate that there's already one here, and then get your money back down. And down this way in here, this is the last port of call, and that is our spinnery. So that is it. So yeah, we came from there right down in there to the dairy, down into that Havelock Mill, down there. We are now here. That is it, guys. That is the tour. That is Old Kiwi Farm by Kaz64 and Old Aussie Gamer. Hope you have all enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. That would be fantastic. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.